one person who's not having a good time is Max Verstappen. He found himself eliminated after Q2 and obviously made his way up through the field as soon as the race started. Max, it doesn't matter what happens in qualifying, Max will find a way during a race. But Tim, the car's just not there, it seems anyway. And the other thing I think is that he doesn't love what's happening in Formula One right now. I don't think he's made that much of a secret. And there are conversations today where he's alluding to the fact that he's considering his future in Formula One. And so I wanted to ask you, is that sort of heat of the moment type of stuff from Max? As in, I'm really frustrated. The car has been really inconsistent the last few years. I know I'm the greatest driver on this grid, so I'm frustrated by this. So I'm going to say something, and maybe I don't fully mean it when, after I've slept on it, but right now I'm really pissed, and this is how I feel.
I think he means it when he says that. Yeah, when he says that, he wants to evaluate what he wants his life sort of to be moving forward. Mm-hmm. I think doing the NLS 2 races, we've mentioned this on the show. That's a different atmosphere. That paddock is a different atmosphere than what it is in Formula One. Mm-hmm. And then the racing as well. He's not happy. He's not happy with it. And he's not the only driver. There are a lot of these drivers that are not happy with it either. There's a lot of team principals or team bosses that are not happy with it. There's a lot of people behind the scenes. So there are some things that definitely need to change. I think for Max, he cares about the sport. He loves Formula One. And he just doesn't love it right now. Not because of the team's not doing well. It's the fact that he doesn't love the regulation, how the car needs to be driven. Mm-hmm. Whereas that DNA of the sport, so to speak. And I think that's what's really bothering him a lot. I believe he's going to be meeting with Stefano at some point, I think over the next week or week and a bit, to have some conversations about it. And it would be a huge blow for Formula One if Max were to leave the sport. That would be huge. That's a huge blow. I don't know, Adam. How would you compare that in hockey?
Well, I was trying to think about just Max leaving sport on the way in. And Tim, I'm not saying it wouldn't be a blow, but Formula One has survived every driver leaving thus far in its entire history, right? And Max is at the pinnacle of his race skill, no question. It would be one of those things that when we go back, we'd look and go, man, what if he just stuck with it? How many more championships would he have? Those are the conversations we're going to have. It's sort of like when Michael Jordan left basketball for a couple of years and tried to be a baseball player after his father passed. And there are various conspiracy theories as to why that happened. Max is the most marketable. I think MJ and Max, at this point in their career, multiple time champions. I don't think you could get a better comparable than that. But the NBA moved on without Michael Jordan, and Formula One would move on without Max. I think for Max, my question
the NBA
is
the same. This is what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
I was a Jordan fan, right?
When you're right. Jordan, bigger piece of the pie for Max in terms of marketability, right?
When Jordan left, right? When Jordan left the NBA, and I'm a big basketball fan.
Yeah,
that was huge, man. For me as a kid, I kind of stopped watching until Raptors came along. Mm-hmm. Toronto got a team, and then I started to get. As a kid, I was probably 9 or 10 years old, started to get reinvested in basketball, right? Started watching only because now if the Toronto Raptors hadn't become a team in the NBA, I probably wouldn't have been back to basketball until MJ came back. And then when MJ left, when he retired, I would have kept watching because of Steve Nash and Nowitzki. But I wouldn't have had the investment as I did when I was a kid. But when Michael came back to play with the Wizards, I was already invested though in the Raptors, but I was invested in Wizards games as well, Adam, because it's Michael Jordan.
because it's Michael Jordan. So then my question to you is, yes, it will hurt the sport, no question. I'm wondering, when they have a meeting, Max and Stefano Domenicali, what kind of leverage does Max here to effectuate change?
That's the question, right? It's what kind of change can they make that will not only, I think, satisfy him, but some of the other drivers too, right? Like we heard Carlos Sainz at the end of this race. I mean, like he didn't sugarcoat what he said. So, I mean, you've got, and he's one of the heads of the GPDA, like Sainz is. And so I think they really need to start listening to the drivers and what the drivers have to say. There was a drivers meeting on, I think it was Friday night, and in Japan. And I'm not sure if the drivers felt like they were heard. Mm-hmm. And okay,
so they felt they walked away from it unsatisfied.
Yeah, because I think they feel like they're just not being heard. That's not the first time. Like I've been told this by sources behind the scenes, but that's not the first time I've heard that in the last 3 weeks. Like the drivers are trying to have open, honest conversations, and I think they don't feel like they're being listened to, and it's more the teams and the OEMs that are being listened to over the drivers. But the drivers are the ones that the fans pay to show up to watch.
Yep.
So motorsports is interesting in that way, right? Mm-hmm. Where you need to have the finances coming in, mm-hmm. so you can put the product out onto the track, so you can gain some finances from your, all of your partners. So then you can make the sport as a whole profitable. And it's not like it's a really hard thing to do, because you're spending so much on cars, your engines, your building of the cars, and you're paying your team, which are thousands of people. And so there's a lot of moving parts to all of motorsport. I mean, there is for a lot of sports, Adam, but I don't know. It's a lot different from a lot of other, big North American sports as well, right?
Why do you think F1 is so dug in if the drivers are saying, hey, listen, there's a problem here?
Well, I think part of it probably comes down to the OEMs as well, and how the regulation got made and OEMs came into Formula One. And obviously they're important for sure. There's no question about that. I think there has to be a happy medium for both parties, both sides, both the drivers, the teams, and the OEMs, where everyone's sort of happy. Because I think for the OEMs, it's about that road relevance, right? It's like what we're building here is going to transfer over into our road going cars over here, which isn't the first time like this has ever happened. I mean, there has been so much technology from F1 and from other motorsport divisions that have filtered over into the road car side of things for the consumer. So there is some road relevance there that I think is important. But I think at the same time, Adam, I don't know, like it feels like we're kind of in this spot where it's like, well, we got synthetic fuels now. Like,
we've talked about it. You're right
about that.
Yeah.
Like, and and people may not be super stoked on that, but I mean, what the fuel providers have done, like, it's huge. Like, that's huge. I just can't tell you how big a story that is. And unfortunately, we haven't really gotten to talk about it yet. So I'm hoping at some point we will, because it is very fascinating.
Well, Tim, we got lots of time coming up.
For sure. And maybe that's something we can get someone on and we can dig into it. But I think Adam, when it comes to road relevance in motorsports, I think that's the there needs to be a bigger conversation, and there needs to be a bigger conversation about what you want the DNA of racing to be, because I think, that's where we're at, where it's like you have your DNA of racing, and that, how much do you want that?
Hey, you there. Did you like that video? Would you like to see more? If you like what Nailing the Apex has to offer, you should check out more of our content and subscribe to our Nailing the Apex channel by clicking the subscribe button.